What is up guys, Ramhana1 here and welcome to today's video. Now today I wanted to have a another discussion with you guys, and I like these discussions. I really like opening up my mind and talking about all different things within the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And then getting your guys' thoughts in return for that. Now the thing that I wanted to discuss today are the legendary collections. Now the legendary collections are a very unique series, a very unique set that is brought out in the game. And the reason it's so unique is because they bring cards that are usually anime exclusive cards, and then they actually bring them to the game, and they're actually some very cool cards. So first off, legendary collection, we got obviously the Tormentor, Winged Dragon of Ra, and Slifer the Sky Dragon. And although these cards weren't allowed in official Yu-Gi-Oh! Play, the actual God cards, I believe they are now with their original artwork. But yeah, they weren't allowed in play, but they were still given to us as cards, which I think is really cool. Then next up we had Legendary Collection Tool, the Dual Academy years. Now this was also a really interesting set because it gave us the three Sacred Beasts. Uri, Lord of Shearing Flames, Haman, Lord of Shearing Thunder, and Raphael, Lord of Phantasm. So again, some really cool cards. I'm not sure if this was the first time they were released. I'm not sure if the tins came out before this or after this. I'm pretty sure the tins came first and then this came later. But either way, those were the three of the main monsters for the original GX series. So that's a pretty awesome deal. Next we move on to Legendary Collection 3, Yugi's World, and the huge thing about this set and the huge draw to it, especially for me, this is the first set I got getting back into the game, and I could not resist. I mean, Legendary Dragons was by far my favourite Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. I've watched it so many times, and for them to release the Seal of Orichalcos as its own card, oof. It blew me away, and I just had to pick up this set because I mean, like I said, it was my favourite Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, and the Seal of Orichalcos was now an official card that we could use. So I got my own Seal of Orichalcos, and I for one am very happy about that. And then coming out very soon, Legendary Collection 4, Joey's World. This is set to come out in October. And this set once again brings three anime cards to the game. Blue Flame Swordsman, which I'm really looking forward to see how that card actually plays out in the game. Harpy Lady Phoenix Formation, which again, that's going to be a huge plus for Harpy Lady decks. And then Card of Last Will, a really interesting card, which is unfortunately not going to be allowed in tournament play because it is actually a really powerful card. I believe there's not much cost to it, if any, and then you can draw till you have 5. So yeah, that's a very powerful trap card. Now, the discussion and the talk that I wanted to have today was about legendary collections, and I wanted to know, what legendary collection would you guys create? Now think of all the amazing cards we've had out through the anime, all the cool little archetypes, all the cool big archetypes that a lot of main characters are used, that have never actually been released to the game. And be realistic about it. I mean, don't put something that was just completely absurd, like a lot of the Seal of the Orichalcos cards were like completely absurd in their effects. Yeah, don't put anything like that down. Think of an archetype that was like serious in the anime, that was taken seriously, and that's the archetype that's going to be in the next legendary collection. Just imagine that. That'd be really cool. I got a few here that a few ideas that I've got, and then I've got one that I've really thought about, and I think this could possibly be a future legendary collection. So let's get into it. So the first one I have is Advanced Crystal Beasts. Now, Advanced Crystal Beasts was an archetype used by Jesse Anderson, the guy who uses Crystal Beast. Basically, when he was turned evil in the anime, he was turned evil through Labelle, I believe. And when Yubel was inside of Jesse, she used, Yubel being she, Advanced Crystal Beasts, which were pretty much Crystal Beasts that were evil. Now the reason I feel as if this would make a really good legendary collection is because it would be a balanced archetype. It wouldn't be anything too powerful, because all the advanced crystal beasts, pretty much have the exact same effect of the crystal beast. Now I would add an effect to each single one of them that states something along the lines of, if you banish this card from your spell and trap card zone, or if you banish this card from your hand, you can add one Advanced Dark from your deck to your hand. Advanced Dark is pretty much the field spell needed to keep these cards on the field, and I think that would be fair, you know, because Advanced Dark, the only real advantage you get from it is a effect that says, during damage calculation, if a Crystal Beast monster you control battles and you would take damage, you can send one Crystal Beast monster from your deck to the graveyard, and then you take no battle damage. I think that's a pretty reasonable effect. It's nothing that's gonna make Advanced Crystal Beasts overpowered if all Advanced Crystal Beasts have the effect to get this card to the hand. Use it 3 times, they get rid of it 3 times, boom, it's done. And that way you can always have it on the field, and that way you can always summon the Advanced Crystal Beasts. It would make the archetype a lot more playable, and at the same time, it wouldn't be anything super overpowered. So I think Advanced Crystal Beasts would be a really good pick for a future Legendary Collection. Now, as I mentioned earlier on in the video, Waking the Dragons and that whole Seal of the Orichalco season was by far my favourite season. So, why not make a Legendary Collection revolving around the 3 Legendary Dragons? Now, I know it would be similar to Legendary Collection 1, where these cards couldn't be played. I mean, they'd just be artwork, they'd just be collector's pieces, you know. I, for one, would really like that, and I think people would dig it. And then you can just have a whole bunch of cards to go in it that were, they can be released from the anime that can actually be played. Things that, like, weren't, like, extremely popular, just like little cards, like Legendary Collection 4's doing. These Blue Eyes Flame Swordsman and the Last Call Trap card and Phoenix Formation, whatever it's called, they weren't overly powerfully played major cards in the anime, but it's nice to have them, you know? And that's what I think a Legendary Dragon Legendary Collection would do. It would give us the 3 Legendary Dragons as collector pieces, and then everything else thrown in there would just be bonus, fun, extra anime cards. So I think that could possibly be a Legendary Collection in the future as well. Alright, so this last one is a Legendary Collection that I've really been thinking about, and I've chosen 3 cards. 3 cards that are all relevant to each other, 3 cards that appeared at the same time in the anime, and they're nice, balanced cards. They're nothing too OP, they're nothing game-breaking. They're nice cards. One of them, I think, would be the cover card, and these other 2 would just be like the bonus cards with it. Now, I'm not sure what you'd call this Legendary Collection though. That's what I'm just thinking of. What would this be called? And basically, the 3 cards that I have chosen for this are Orgoth the Relentless, Diamond Head Dragon, and Adamant Sword Revival. Now, for those of you who don't know, Orgoth the Relentless was a card used by a guy called Duke Devlin. Duke Devlin, the guy who played the Dungeon Dice game. Orgoth the Relentless was originally a Dungeon Dice monster, and then in the anime it became a real monster. And its effect was never really written down. It was always written down, as its Dungeon Dice monster effect. So they could really play around with that, and they could really make it a new card and make it a really cool dice monster. I really enjoy the dice monsters. So yeah, Orgoth the Relentless would be the main card. It was used by Duke Devlin. And now let's get into the other 2. So these other 2 cards were also used by Duke Devlin. So you could possibly call this Legendary Collection 6, Duke Devlin, so on and so forth, blah, 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 blah. But it was also used by Rebecca Hawkins. They tag team dueled somebody, I can't remember who it was, and they both pretty much used these cards in conjunction with each other. So the first one is Diamond Head Dragon. And its effect is, this card cannot be normal summoned or set. This card can only be special summoned with Adamant Sword Revival. The original attack of this card is equal to the attack of the monster tributed by the effect of Adamant Sword Revival plus 1000. So it's a light dragon effect, level 8, question mark attack, 2800 defense, and it's summoned by the effect of Adamant Sword Revival. Then if you look at Adamant Sword Revival, its effect is, activate only when a dragon type monster is special summoned from the graveyard. Tribute it to special summon 1 Diamond Head Dragon from your deck in face up attack position. under the control of the controller of the special summon dragon type monster. It cannot attack this turn. Now please, just try and tell me that is not a really balanced, a really cool concept, and just a really interesting bunch of cards in general. Let's just forget about what I've chosen to call my main monster for a second. Adamant Sword Revival and Diamond Head Dragon. So you can basically use anything to summon up this this dragon. Maybe use Red Eyes Darkness Dragon, summon a dragon from your graveyard, use this card, summon Diamond Head Dragon from your deck. Nice little combo there. You've got a more powerful dragon out. And yeah, it can't attack this turn. Plus, Diamond Head Dragon has no other ability, so it's nothing really to fall back on to protect itself. So again, it's a really balanced card. But what you can also do with the Adamant Sword Revival, if they kept this effect going into the game, when your opponent special summons a dragon type monster from their graveyard, you contribute it, summon one Diamond Head Dragon from your deck onto their side of the field. And that again in itself is a really interesting play, and could possibly see play. I mean, not a staple per se, but nice little extra deck card. Throw some Adamant Sword Revivals in there, some Diamond Head Dragons, face on a dragon deck, throw those cards into your deck, flip them up, boom, you're sacrificing their really powerful effect dragons, and you're replacing a Diamond Head Dragon in its place. So yeah, really interesting concept for these cards. I know this was a long video, guys, but it's something I'm really... The Legendary Collections are probably my favourite set, my favourite product that Konami releases to the Yu-Gi-Oh games. So I'm really passionate about them in the way. So let me know in the comment section down below. If you could make your own Legendary Collection, you can put whatever cards you like in it. Again, like I said, try not to be absurd and put OP stuff, OP Orichalco stuff in it. Try to be reasonable. Try to think about balance to the actual game. And let me know in the comment section down below what you would add in a Legendary Collection. I'm really interested to hear what you guys have to say. Also, if you enjoyed the video, remember to give it a like, rate, and subscribe for more videos. Again, guys, this is RoundPanel1, and I'm out. Peace. Thank you for watching.